everybody, and welcome to episode 3 of season 2 of Girl You Know What, the podcast. I am your host, Tahir.
And I'm Keisha.
And we are back. So, last week, we hope you really enjoyed it. It was our first in-house guest, I guess you could say.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was really amazing. And I took a lot away from that, so I hope you all did too.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
You know, I it really made me think about restructuring my website.
Mm-hmm.
Just a lot of stuff that I have been wanting to do.
Right.
And like shifting my focus on what's important to me. So
Mm-hmm.
it was really informative.
It was. And I was just so glad to have someone who's a professional on
Yes,
here.
thank you again, Ashley.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ashley. That was greatly appreciated. And again, we hope that you all took something away from that, hopefully more than something, but you know what I'm saying. So, but you know, there'll be more episodes of that to come. But this week, we want to talk.
We want to check in.
Yeah, we want to check in. So, you know, and we're not going to have guests on the show all the time, you know, so that's not going to be an everyday thing. I mean, not an everyday, but an every podcast thing. We might do it once or twice a season, and we might not do it at all a season.
Right.
But, you know, because, I mean, this is, you know, mainly
our podcast.
Exactly. Well, see, I was trying to say it another way, but yeah, this is our podcast. And, you know,
we talk about the stuff that's important to
exactly.
us.
We talk about
the stuff that is important to us.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, we care about all people. We have a particular interest in Black people.
Yes, of course.
You know, we talk about the things that are important to our community
Mm-hmm.
and the areas that we think would help improve us as a society.
Yeah.
Of Black people.
Yeah.
And that's why we're talking about today, because as everyone knows, we had a massive tragedy that took place in Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
And when it happened, we had completely different plans for this episode.
Right.
We have our whole season already mapped out.
Mm-hmm.
And when this happened in Buffalo, it was like we were already planning this week's original episode.
Right.
And it happened, and then I sent you a message. I said, I know you tired of me changing stuff. But I was like, we really need like a Black people check-in.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Because it was so tragic.
And if you don't think that it's affecting you, just because it hasn't happened to you, it hasn't happened to somebody that you know, if you're Black and shit like this happens, it is affecting you. And you need to really open your... It should affect you. And if it doesn't, then, I mean, I don't know what else to tell you.
And it does not affect you that an 82-year-old Black woman went to the grocery store. She was 86, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Went to the grocery store to buy groceries before she stopped and visited her husband in the nursing home. And at 86, she cannot go to the grocery store, and she's gunned down by a racist.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're a Black person,
an 18-year-old racist, a child,
and you're not offended by that, or that doesn't strike a chord with you, I'm concerned about you in your Blackness.
Right. I mean,
honestly,
what is it going to take for Black people to stay together? You know what? Or come together. I should
pause
say.
To calling him a child.
Yeah. I thought about that after I said it. Yeah,
because y'all didn't call Tamir Rice a child, and he was 12.
Oh yeah, they kept talking about how much bigger he was than George Floyd, which I mean, he was just taller than him. Let's keep it real with George Floyd's. I'm not George Floyd. Oh shit, George Zimmerman. I'm so sorry, George Floyd. Yeah, George Zimmerman with his fat self.
Oh, you talking about Trayvon? Yes. Yeah. But Tamir was in a park.
He was 12,
playing fake cops and robbers.
That's a child.
He was a child. He was 12. So, you know, they like to categorize their people as children.
Right.
And, he didn't know. I started looking into white supremacy or whatever he called it because I was bored.
It was COVID's fault.
That's a lie.
Child, no, we're not playing
So
that
you
game.
bored, so you decided to pick up racism as a hobby?
Honey, I was sitting there watching my Apple Watch like TikTok, like when are the excuses going to start coming? When are they coming? And boom. I was like, oh, so it's COVID's fault. Okay, yeah.
And my thing is this: don't try to say something is wrong with him now,
Right?
because you evaluated him at 15 and you said he was perfectly fine. And I know that the brain changes, and I know that things happen, but don't try to give him the excuse of mental health. And the thing that strikes me is that here he stood 10 toes down, researched, visited the store before, came
goodness.
back.
And he lived, what, 2 hours away or something like that?
Yeah, yes. But comes back.
This fool took a road trip.
Commits the crime, comes outside, is apprehended, and goes to court and says he's not guilty. Listen, I understand that's the justice system.
Child, I knew he was going to plead not guilty. I mean,
this was your intent. You walked proudly to do this. Why say you didn't do it after? I don't understand that.
But you know, not only it being your intent, we know that you knew what you were doing, because you were standing over the white manager, and you just saw he had a uniform on or whatever, or he looked like he worked there. And when you saw he was white, you said, "Oh, sorry." So you knew what the fuck you knew what you were doing. You knew. I mean, I'm just so tired of the excuses that they get over and over again. It's so draining. Oh my gosh. COVID. Girl.
I mean, you would just be surprised. It's just like with the white guy at the gas station who was punching the black girl in the face. His criminal record. Why is he not in jail?
Exactly. Well, we know why, but why is he not in jail?
They gonna send y'all to jail. Even the weed is legal in about probably 20 states.
Exactly.
They gonna send y'all to jail for a dime bag.
For about 10 years. Just
and now you are here telling me this man got assault, all type of rape charges, just everything. And was a sexual, a registered sex offender. I mean,
it's just,
oh child. So I just think, you know, as black people in America, we just all need a deep breath.
Exactly.
Y'all want to know what I've been doing in my pastime?
What's that?
Just looking at how much it costs to live in Nigeria. I mean, because I'm just curious.
just curious. Just throwing that out there, just so you know.
Looking at rental properties and places you can live in Nigeria.
Girl, listen.
We're just looking.
I mean,
where can I live in South Africa? Because y'all,
this is too much.
I just think the day gonna come. I just feel it.
I do too, because it's getting to the point now where we're reverting back, and it's worse now, you know, than I think it was.
Passport. Let's get it.
Oh, I got mine, girl, so I'm ready.
Yeah, I mean, everybody listening, get your passport.
Yeah, everybody black should have a passport and a CCW, or, you know, something. And somebody made a good point the other day. They said, and I don't know how the NRA works, but he said that he thinks every black person needs to join, or not every black person, but every black person that is a gun owner or for gun rights or whatever like that needs to join the NRA, because then you get a say so, and then shit would change. I don't know how that works, but it
I had a conversation with my nurse.
Uh-huh.
And the nurse, we were just talking about I don't know if had Buffalo happened yet? I think it had.
It happened.
And he
Saturday after we got that recording.
I think it did, but he said that he was so sick. He said, I was so sick of hearing about what's the guy's name? Kyle Rittenhouse.
Oh,
he said, I was so sick of Kyle Rittenhouse this and Kyle Rittenhouse that, and he's white. He said, and I got into an argument with somebody on Facebook. He said, because I said flat out, no parent should take their 17-year-old kid to something like that. He said, why would you take your kid there?
Exactly.
He said it was irresponsible. He
Mm-hmm.
said he had no business there. If
None.
he was not in the, I think he said something like the Army Reserves, or if he was not like helping,
Mm-hmm.
and not helping as far as like shooting, but
Right.
like helping wounded people.
Mm-hmm.
But he had no business there.
None. No
And then
business
he
there, and
said,
especially armed.
yeah, exactly. Then he said, I mean, because he really was just, he was a scared kid.
Mm-mm.
I wasn't going for that.
Mm-mm.
I said he wasn't scared.
No, he wasn't scared. He knew exactly what he was doing.
I said he knew exactly what he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
He was not scared. He said, I do. I think he was just a scared kid. I said his mother was there. If he was scared, he could have gotten in the car and left.
And left. Exactly. If it was that big of a deal, he could have gotten left. And then the thing
We
about
all felt adrenaline. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We all feel that.
Yeah.
We all felt that.
Yeah.
Before.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just like when you're in the moment, you don't know what you're going to do, and he was feeling that. So, okay, I get that part. You don't know what you're going to do in the heat of the moment. But he went there with a purpose. And if he wasn't going to shoot somebody, he was going to shoot something. He went there for a purpose.
Yeah, and he intended to shoot somebody black. Let's be honest.
That's what. Yeah. Uh-huh.
And I told him flat out. I said, that trial was the time that you white people should have went crazy.
Yes.
I said, because what that proved, and I brought this story up because you mentioned the NRA. I said, because what that Kyle Rittenhouse trial, I said, I was really interested to see what happened, because here we had a white boy shooting and killing a white man.
Yep.
And I thought this trial would tell the tale about how y'all feel about each other and what kind of justice, you would serve. I said, you know what that trial proved? That guns reign supreme in this country.
Yeah, and not only that, guns reign supreme, but also he killed somebody and injured somebody else who was actually fighting against what they what they want.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Yeah, so they were just looked at as just the opposition anyway. They were the ops regardless. But guns reign supreme.
Guns reign supreme in this country, because here you have white man against white man.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that who went to bat for him?
Right.
The NRA.
The NRA immediately.
Gun enthusiasts went to bat for Kyle Rittenhouse.
Yeah. Yep.
And it taught you that nothing is more important to this country than guns.
Mm-hmm. I mean, look, I already knew that, I already knew that. But in December of, 2012, when those babies, those kindergartners, 5 and 6 year olds were killed point blank range, when they were massacred, and the NRA did absolutely nothing. The Republican Party did absolutely nothing. That's when I knew guns reign supreme. It was just, there was no, because it's just like, if you can kill
they
babies,
don't even want to put any sanctions into place for people who have mental health issues or people who have,
But they want to claim mental health the first thing.
Oh yeah, they don't even want any restrictions for people who have documented mental health illnesses. If you're a schizophrenic, if you're bipolar, if you have major depressive disorder, they don't even want restrictions for them to buy guns. The NRA wants everybody to be able to purchase weapons.
Right, and use them at your discretion. Why do you think that they're trying to pass all of these stand your ground laws in Republican-led states, mainly here in Ohio? It's just crazy, and it just really, I just wish that black people, because not saying that black people always got along, but I wish we could take a playbook from like our grandparents' era, our great grandparents' era, where we had to rely on each other.
Right.
Everyone, and it goes with the times. Yeah, in this day and age, everyone is in their own world. They're doing their own thing. It's me against the world. That's how everyone's mentality is. Until it personally affects you, then you want everybody to come to your defense, and come help you. But back in the day, when black people had to really rely on each other and everything, you see, stuff got done.
Absolutely.
And it's not like nothing can get done nowadays because I mean you got Black Lives Matter out here and they're being accused. I haven't been following the story because I really don't care about Black Lives Matter, and that's a whole nother topic. I shouldn't say I don't care about it. I could do a whole episode on this, but I'm here for the movement, but there's a lot of behind the scenes bullcrap that is happening with the people who are in charge, and it's always and this is not just new. It's just coming to light.
Right.
So it's just like,
well, I think people should research any movement.
Exactly. Before you jump on the bandwagon,
Yeah,
research
any
movements.
movement, any organization, the feminist movement. You know, people go to bat for Planned Parenthood. You need to really understand it. You need to really get an understanding of eugenics. You need to really get an understanding of but they've been telling us about this for years with Black Lives Matter.
Right.
Follow the money.
Yeah.
Go all the way back.
Where's all the money been all this time?
And back. See where these websites are actually going to. What is it actually leading you to? Who is behind all of this? I felt the exact same way about the Me Too movement.
Yeah. Same
I hate it.
Me too.
I don't have a problem saying it.
That's why you never heard me say anything about it.
Has a problem with it.
Yeah, you never heard me mention anything about the Me Too movement because I thought it was bullshit. It wasn't for us. They hijacked it from a black woman. And they tried to make her the face for a little while, and then it was like, okay, this isn't getting nowhere, so now all the white women are coming out. And,
exactly.
You know, Black Lives Matter, I mean, it's just like, it's the same thing. It's just like, I just had this bad feeling from the beginning about it because it was just so much mess from the beginning. And then, like you said, I started really questioning things when the money started just like disappearing. Yeah, well, the money was pouring in, and then it's just like, okay, well, where's it going? What's going on? You didn't see the leaders of Black Lives Matter. You know what I mean? So it's
yes, because Black Lives Matter, but that's just like when you're starting a company. Okay, what is the mission statement? What is the purpose? You know, what is your vision statement?
They didn't have
that.
So
Black Lives Matter. Yes, Black Lives Matter. How is your organization going to facilitate Black Lives Mattering throughout this country?
Right.
Are you going to give scholarships to students who are going to HBCUs?
Hello.
Like, are you going to open up or feed the Black homeless? Are you going to go into high schools and have programs to encourage racial harmony? How? Tell me how.
And we never saw.
And I've never looked at the website. Let me say that.
Yeah, I never have either.
I've never looked at one thing, so I'm not saying that she's not doing those things. But I've never. My best friend is an assistant principal, like of a predominantly African American high school in a predominantly African American suburb. I've never once heard her say Black Lives Matter did anything for their high school.
Right.
Hell, Home Depot do more for HBCUs, I think, than anybody I've ever heard say do anything.
Right.
So I'm just saying, like, how do Black Lives Matter?
Exactly.
So now we see all this money pouring in. Where's it going?
Right.
And then you turn up with a $6 million house.
Girl. I mean, I was just like, there you go. There it is. And then you don't realize that when you get caught doing that stuff, it just gives the people who were already against you and already trying to take you down, it gives them the ammunition that they need. Like, aha, I told you. You know what I mean?
Like, you know, one day we will talk about the Christian church. One day we will.
Yeah.
But it's just like the church. Like, when that one preacher do something, and now we all just sitting back like, what the fuck? Now it's everybody take a black eye.
Exactly.
We all take a black eye from that.
Yeah.
And it makes, and so the same goes for Black Lives Matter. When that happened, it you have to think that slogan, because at this point, that's all it is a slogan.
Basically, that's all it is.
I don't even know what it is. I just know it's a slogan.
And what
And
go
when
ahead.
that slogan has taken over cities and, you know, it's taken over everything.
Yeah.
And so when you do something that looks ill-gained, or now it's a black eye to every black person who's ever supported that movement.
Right.
And that's disheartening, honestly.
It is. And, you know, another thing I just thought of is when Black Lives Matter first started, and of course people were countering it with All Lives Matter, or then you had Blue Lives Matter. You know, you had all these things like that, which, yeah, it took away from the purpose, and we know why they were doing it. But I never heard Black Lives Matter counteract that stuff. You know, like I never heard them, you know, speak against that. Now, maybe they did. Maybe I'm wrong. But, you know, it's just stuff like that. So it's like if you took this saying and this slogan in your business seriously, then you would have made a big deal about that.
But now that you say this, I just thought about something. I ain't never heard Black Lives Matter say shit. Who is with the Black Lives? Like, who is it? Like, I ain't never really. You know how you like things like this happen?
Yeah.
And the first person you see is who? Who the first person you see when something happens? Well, first you're gonna see Benjamin Crump. Is that his name?
Yeah, you're gonna see Ben Crump.
You're gonna see Ben first.
Yeah, and he's not Black Lives Matter, FYI. He's just
no. I'm just saying.
No, I know you're not saying that.
You see the black people who come to the forefront when it's an issue,
girl.
So the first person you see is Ben Crump nowadays.
Yeah. The
second person you see is Al Sharpton. If you gotta go all the way, Jesse going eventually. You know, it's a trickle down.
Yeah.
But it's like shit go wrong. I ain't seen it.
Right.
See them come. Shit happened to George Floyd. I never once saw here is blank blank a representative of Black Lives Matter.
Right.
I see Tamika Mallory. I see the girl from Until Freedom. But they everywhere.
Yep.
I never have seen just like what happened in Buffalo. You have not seen an interview with here is the president of Black Lives Matter here to speak about the
exactly.
When the nightly news is somewhere, I ain't never heard them speak up about that. What are they doing?
What are y'all doing? And this should be the time when you're trying to defend yourself about some $6 million house that you done bought in the Hollywood Hills or wherever the heck it is. You should be trying to now be out here. It's going to look suspect, but still you should be out here now, especially. You know, that Buffalo incident, tragedy, I should say, you missed your moment, girl. You know, and it's just like, and let me say this.
Even when Breonna got shot.
Girl.
I didn't see
nothing.
Again, I saw Tamika and them.
Yeah, you're going to see them.
Make me go back and research this.
Yeah, because
I have lots of questions.
Because the chick that, I forgot all about her. Honestly, because I hadn't seen her in years. The one, the one that's out here fraudulently.
Whatever it is, I don't even know. I couldn't pick her out in the lineup.
Me either. I think I saw her.
What the Me Too lady look like?
Yeah, I know what she looks like.
Of course, we all know what Tamika looked like.
Right. But
I even know what Tamika's partner, the girl with the hijab, is that what it's called?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. I even know what she looked like. Like I can point them out and tell you who they are. I could not point that Black Lives Matter girl out if my life depended on it.
I don't even. That's why I keep calling her or girl.
I know it's a girl.
I don't know her name.
Because when the buying the house came up, yeah, I know it was a woman.
Right. That's all I know. A black woman. I don't know, and I think that she. What was she?
Let me look this lady.
Yeah. At least let's get her name.
I got a lot of questions.
Right, but we'll come back to that while you looking that up. But since you brought up corporations and you brought up Home Depot, but this isn't against Home Depot because I love Home Depot. People have their opinions on who used to be in charge of it, whatever. Same thing with all these corporations. But anyway, Juneteenth. Let's talk about Juneteenth real quick. Y'all corporation.
Okay, you tell me what you got to say, and I'm going to tell you what I heard this black guy say earlier.
Okay. So, first, I was the type of person who I wasn't impressed with them making Juneteenth a national holiday, and let me say why. Does it deserve to be a national holiday? Yes, Absolutely. But when I saw that, the Republicans were all for it and everything, I was like, oh, this is going to be a mess. This is going to be a mess. Because, first of all, they just want a day off.
Mm-hmm.
And this is giving corporations and other things like that a reason to, how can I put this? I can't think of the word, but they're doing too much. And they're doing some fraudulent crap. Like there was somewhere in Arkansas who they were trying to put together some kind of charity event or some kind of a speaking event. It was something like that. And it just so happened they were going to do it on Juneteenth. Didn't have anything to do with it, but they called it a Juneteenth celebration.
So this is what the black guy said.
Mm-hmm.
He's a foodie. He does like Food Fact Fridays. Yeah. You might have seen him. So
I think
he
I know who
was
you're
like,
talking about.
he said, I probably don't have the opinion that everybody else thinks I should have.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I'm all for Juneteenth he called it like basically being commercialized. He said, because in this country,
that's the word I was trying to think of. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
He said, we commercialize everything.
True.
Valentine's Day, he said Christmas, Easter. He said, and I don't see Christians being upset about how commercialized Christmas is or Easter. Mm-hmm. And those are the most two sacred holidays in Christianity.
This is true.
He said, so why shouldn't Juneteenth get all the, hoopla basically that every other holiday gets? He said, I think we deserve it. I think it should get that much attention.
Yeah, it should get attention. Well,
that's a different way to look at it. I didn't think about it like that.
I didn't think about it like that either at all. I
didn't think about it because, everybody's up in arms about the Walmart ice cream.
Oh, yeah. I just thought that was funny. I was just like, come on now. I mean, you could expect somewhere like Walmart and, like a big store like that to do something, like trying to, just like, what was it? I think it was last year. They made a big deal about Bath and Body Works. They had like some candles.
Oh yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Was it Kwanzaa or was it Juneteenth?
It was Kwanzaa because it was more recent. Yeah, it was before Juneteenth. I mean, after Juneteenth.
Sure did.
Yeah, and I didn't see anything wrong with that because all they did was, I mean, it wasn't. I think people were feeling like it was going to be like some special scents or something like that, but it was just really like their seasonal scents that they have out, and they just decorated them.
They just put a Kwanzaa decoration.
That's it. So I mean, I didn't understand. Now that I was kind of like, okay, like when, and I said corporations when they do things, but I'm talking about when they're not really doing things that will benefit the black community, but we know they're not going to.
Exactly.
So it's just like. That was the problem I had with it becoming a national holiday.
Right.
And
well, let's keep it real. The problem I got it with it becoming a national holiday is you Negroes don't celebrate it.
Oh, of course not. People didn't even hear about Juneteenth until a couple years ago, really. Some people didn't even know what it was.
You celebrate 4th of July.
Mm-hmm. Down.
So
celebrate it down.
Talking about the ice cream at Walmart when you don't even celebrate the holiday. Okay?
Oh, listen.
Let's keep it 100 now.
Yeah.
We don't celebrate 4th of July no more. We don't. And we've been opposed to it for about 6 or 7 years.
Right.
Every time these people, I'm trying not to say bad words. Every time these people around this family got to celebrate, and I'll be side on them. We know you're going to say something.
You're absolutely right.
I don't want none of that shit. No. No. Should have made this last month. I kept something to say. To the point now, I got my boyfriend on the same page. We just don't celebrate at all.
Mm-hmm.
No, we don't care about stuff like that.
Right.
We care about Christmas and Easter.
Yeah.
We do. Because we are Christians.
Christians, right.
Regardless of my potty mouth. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, don't worry about that. Yeah.
Well, we are Christians.
Right.
And we take those things seriously.
Mm-hmm.
So,
as you should, as Christians, as you should, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. So, no, we do celebrate those two holidays. We really, and we will put the focus on Juneteenth, but we don't necessarily go crazy on any holidays, honestly.
Right, yeah,
except Christmas and Easter.
Mm-hmm.
That's just us. That's just,
yeah.
Not even necessarily Valentine's, nothing. we never really have.
And like the guy was saying that you were the foodie that you were referring to, he was saying, I mean, all these holidays have become, way too commercialized. So it's like, what's the joy? People are missing the message of the holiday anyway. So it's just like, if you celebrate it or not, it's really not a big deal anymore. You know what I mean? But of course, people will judge you and, say stuff, but, whatever.
Okay, but we used to have something in Franklin Park in June. It wasn't. Was it a Juneteenth celebration?
It was. They called it something else, and then they ended up changing it to Juneteenth. Juneteenth.
But it was that. That's what they were celebrating.
Yeah.
And it used to last for like a week or be like a weekend.
Yeah, because remember we had the Coming Home. We had that on Mount Vernon, and that was around that same time. And then when they started acting a fool, they started focusing more at Franklin Park. Yeah, and I can't think of what that. I know what you're talking about, but then like maybe about 6 or 7 years ago, then they changed it to Juneteenth because people started figuring out what Juneteenth actually was. There actually was a day,
right?
What we're celebrating, what all this is for. That's what the Coming Home was about. Then I think they tried to bring the Coming Home back, and they may still have it. I'm not sure. But I know they tried to bring it back at one time because I was going down to get my hair cut and Mount Vernon was shut down, honey. I was like, oh, okay, what's going on here? But and that was just like a few years ago, I think. So I don't know. But yeah, it's just like I didn't look at it that way when he was talking about, Juneteenth, let it be commercialized. That's cool. Let it be commercialized, but don't use it for your ill gain. That's all I'm saying.
So let me tell you about Black Lives Matter.
Okay, really yeah, let's go back to that. Go ahead.
I quit on them. Like I don't even. This just did it for me, and I'm gonna get off of this whole picture that I found when I get off. Okay. She done paid her brother $840,000 to do security.
Oh. Well, where's she going?
I'm sorry, I can't take it no more.
You should see my face right now.
$840,000. I clicked off of that because I don't even want to read that. I don't even want to be a part of that.
Yeah, that's the devil's work right there. Don't even look at that, girl.
I don't want nothing to do with that.
And see, people who don't like. I remember I told somebody before, like I agree, yes, Black Lives Matter, but I don't support the movement. And they looked at me like I was crazy, and I was like, have you read up on Black Lives Matter?
They don't even know what the movement is.
Exactly.
They don't know.
Exactly. Yeah. But now the same person is on social media posting about old girl buying a house, and how fraudulent it is and everything like that now. And I'm just like, well, you know what? That's how people do. So let me ask you this. Oh, go ahead. Were you going to say something?
No. Ask me.
Okay. So, somebody we went to high school with, and he's a white guy. I'm not going to mention his name. I'll tell you about him later on. Okay. And, always thought he was cool, whatever, a little different. But the older we got, I found out that he was really racist.
Okay.
And, like I didn't pay some things attention or whatever. He would say some off the hook stuff. It was always mainly about, he would always have something smart to say or counter it in a post. Of course, he wouldn't comment on your stuff. But if you posted something about, like something a black person did that was good, or, we're celebrating, black achievements and things like that, which we can do a whole nother show on that because, we just can. But it seemed like he was always trying to make people feel guilty, and not just him. I see this with, other white people or other races
feel guilty,
black people, about having black pride. And I remember one time he inboxed me and he apologized for something that he said, and I didn't even know he said it because I stopped paying him attention after a while. And I think I was like, I don't know if I must not have deleted him because he was able to inbox me, but he apologized for something, and he kept referring to black people as the blacks this, the blacks that. And I was just like, well, first of all, that's a part where you're messing up at right there. And then he mentioned something about why can't we as white people have white pride? And I said, You can. However, you can't say it because white pride, thanks to your ancestors, and even not your ancestors, but even some people still today, they have given the term, or gave, the term white pride. They have associated it with hate, bigotry, domination,
Let's
the
just put it out
Klan.
there.
Yeah. They've associated with things like that. So y'all can't walk around and say you have white pride. You can have it in yourself. You should be proud of who you are. But if you feel guilty.
So this is where my brain just went.
Okay, go ahead.
Have white pride for what?
Exactly. But that's the thing.
For you. What have you struggled to do?
And
I'm just I'm a little confused as about what you're proud of. And are you proud of the fact that your people? Because first of all, I'm not now. First of all, Caucasians who came to this land from the UK,
right,
from England, y'all the runts of society anyway.
Basically,
you are the runts because you are the people who left the country because you didn't want to follow the rules. You didn't like the way that things were going. You were of lower class and lower society. And you came over here and made yourself a little more important than you were over there.
Right. Just because of the color of your skin.
Yes.
And I asked him, I said, what are you proud of?
What are you proud of?
That's why I was like, you can be proud of who you are, and you can have pride and everything in who you are.
Who has had their knee on your neck?
Exactly. He couldn't answer what he was proud of.
What has kept you from achieving life as a white person? What?
He couldn't answer
it. Them?
He could not answer it. He tried to keep changing the subject. And I was just like, look, you don't have anything to be proud of.
Nothing is oppressing you.
Yeah. And so
I just don't understand that. I don't understand that. Nothing is oppressing white people in this country. Nothing. Right. To the point where poor white people think they're better than us.
Yeah. That
educated
right
physicians. I don't care if you are a heart surgeon and you're a black man. There is a white person, and I'm going to say West Virginia because that's where my people come from.
Right.
There is a white person in the back hills of West Virginia boiling water to wash his clothes, and he think he's better than the doctor that's out here performing heart surgery on people just because he's black.
Exactly.
So I don't understand what we have black pride because we have been oppressed from the day we got here.
Exactly.
And to still go on and to be millionaires and to have billionaires, we're supposed to be proud of that. It was never their intent for us to have anything. Let's be clear about that.
And now they're letting it be known. Like, how dare you? In so many ways. Yeah.
I have a strange feeling I know who you're talking about. I have a strange feeling that I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he was a part of our class. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
there are actually a few of them. Yeah, there are actually a few of them. We're going to have to talk.
Absolutely. I believe.
Yeah.
I believe.
But this one right here is like, I tried to keep giving him the benefit of the doubt because I already knew he was a little off and crazy and, things like that. But, he hit his head too hard against that wrestling room wall back at Mifflin. And
I think I know.
Yeah.
I think I know exactly.
Yeah.
Because I don't know too many of them from school. I'm
right.
If you know them, and I think I know them, I think I know who you're talking
about. Yeah, he was known for doing that. Yeah, we just wanted to check in. That's it.
That's it.
And we could probably do an episode like this, for hours. You know what I mean? But first of all, I'll get pissed off even more than I already am because it's just like it's too much. And then every other word will be a cuss word. I'm just letting you know that now.
Yeah, exactly. She be trying not to curse. She want me to be the bad person here. She's like, oh, excuse me.
Excuse me.
Stop it.
Trying to be a lady about it.
I'm a lady, but I'm going to say what I want to say.
I mean, basically, that's being a lady. I'm going to say what I want to say and how I want to say it. Shoot.
Well, we just, I
Yeah.
want to just say, in light of everything that has gone on for the past couple weeks, I just pray that if you have, I pray everyone has a strong faith.
Yes.
Whatever faith you practice, meditate, pray,
Mm-hmm.
give take some time for yourself. If you
Mm-hmm.
didn't check out the self-care episode, go back and check it out.
Yes.
Use some of those tips,
Mm-hmm.
because as stuff gets crazier and crazier around us, you are going to need to check in with yourself, check in with your friends, check in with your family, support each other. If you have other Black people in your community, speak to Black people when you see Black people. We
I'm
going
just
through a hard time in this
saying.
country.
I'm
Just say
just
hi to each
just
other.
give a smile. You don't have to speak. Just
Yeah,
acknowledge
nod.
your brother and sister. Exactly.
I know people still walking around in masks and stuff, but just nod.
Yeah, that's all you got to do. You can speak like, what did Tyra Banks call it? Smize. You can smize with your eyes.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
use your
So
eyes and smile at people.
exactly. Yeah, you never know. You just giving somebody a head nod,
Right.
something just very you could have just changed their day.
Absolutely.
In a positive way.
In
You
a
know what I
positive
mean?
way.
So
So we do pray that you guys have a blessed week.
yes, we do. As
Stay
always,
strong.
stay strong, people. Ooh, and
And
we
we'll
will
see you
have
next episode.
yeah, we'll have more discussions like this. So so
Absolutely.
everybody take care and have a good week, y'all.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.